この命エドラスに捧げよう。どうか死の門の向こうより私を見守っていてください。よろしく頼む。行くぞ皆の者。
Hey everyone, Silverox is here, and Sacred Heart's banner is finally here. This video is going to be focusing on Pardis the Third EX, the King of the Sacred Heart, or in the alternate timeline story that we're going to be getting eventually in CotC, he is the what if Pardis was a good guy instead of a bad guy. So what does Pardis the Third EX do in CotC? He is, for his role overview, he is a cleric instead of a scholar. And his role is that he is an Omega Light DPS, like he is the King of Light, literally. His special abilities is that he can buff the front row and reduce their damage taken while being able to hit Light extremely hard, and he can grant himself triple cast and massive self-potency up. In the regard that he does take after his evil self, in that he's extremely easy to use, yet hits extremely hard. Like, yeah, he is kind of brain dead, but that's not a bad thing, because it's very good for light comps, and it makes it very easy to use. His preferred weapons would be Brilliant Staff for damage cap, period. He hits really hard, so he wants more damage cap, no exceptions. Preferred accessories, damage cap up, and more cap. That's the most important thing. It's really hard for any DPS to explain that, because all DPSs just want damage cap. That's just COTC in a nutshell. For his passive skills, his basic passive is that his attack command becomes a light magic attack, and he can also crit with magic, and all magic attacks exploit ice and wind. His 1-star passive is he gets self 20% magic attack / light damage up, plus 200,000 damage cap up, passive magic attack / light damage up limit increased to 50%. His 3-star passive is that when in front row, grant front row 15% physical attack magic attack up, plus 25% damage taken reduction. Also grant back row allies 25 SP regen, plus a 50% damage taken reduction. The 6-star skill evolution also raises the active physical attack magic attack buff limit to 50% for the front row. The damage taken reduction for the back row is kind of like, it sounds cool, but it's very, very niche because very few fights actually have a move that actually hits both rows. It is kind of more common with more difficult fights and stuff, but like in the future, but it's still not that often that it happens. It's usually like a boss's like BP or ultimate attack more than anything. Anyway. His TP passive, buffs and debuffs inflicted by self last 1 turn longer. Remember, that does not apply to potency buffs or anything that's a unique buff. His TP level 2 enhancement, at the start of battle, grants self 200% ultimate charge. The TP2 priority for this is actually mid, because for using as a speed clear support, this is amazing to instantly be able to ult without needing accessories or a pet. For his own use, it's generally not as imperative because you're never going to need to ult with them turn 1. It's just not optimal except for the most uber speed clears out there, so generally speaking it's not the most important thing to upgrade. It's good. I could see it being rated as high, but I just decided to settle on mid because for most accounts they're not uber speed clearing. You're not going to want ult turn 1 if you're using him as a DPS, so it doesn't really matter that much. You can ult turn 1, EX skill turn 2, triple cast turn 3 before the potency buff goes away, and then kill like you're killing on turn 3. That's what it's for speed clears, but other than that, it's not. You're gonna charge it to 200% easily if it wasn't upgraded, so you see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter that much. For skills, his base kit, he has a 2-hit single target light that inflicts 10% magic defense down for 2 turns. Then he has a front row heal plus HP regen for 2 turns. Then he has a 2-hit AoE light that grants the front row a 10% physical attack magic attack up for 2 turns. A 3-hit random target light that each hit inflicts a 15% light resistance down for 2 turns. A front row 20% light damage up for 2 to 5 turns that at max boost also restores 50% ult gauge. Then he has a 4-hit single target light that inflicts 20% physical attack magic attack down for 2 turns. For his 4-star skill, he has a self repeat the following action for the next 2 to 5 turns. A front row heal that's very strong. That's like Miller level of power for a heal. And then if self is in front row, also restore 1 BP plus remove abnormal status effects. So it's basically like a BP regen as long as he's in the front row too, so that's pretty strong. Then his 5-star skill, he has a 3-hit AoE light that grants the front row 15% physical attack magic attack up for 2 turns. At max boost, also grant the front row a 1000 HP barrier. Then he has a 1-hit single target light with 200,000 damage cap up, that ignores evasion / nullification effects. It also gets a lot stronger with the skill board enhancement, so it becomes 1000 power instead of 900. His TP passive is that he is a one-hit single target light that at max boost consume 50 SP from the back row and do 1 extra hit per ally affected. This basically is his 15-hit light because you set up with his triple cast, which we'll cover later. The TP level 2 enhancement is that this skill gains a bonus 100,000 damage cap and ignores evasion. The TP2 priority is this is mandatory. This is his best nuke, being an extremely strong 15-hit light. More damage cap on this is a must if you're using him. This is literally an extra 1.5 million damage just for having his TP2 unlocked. So yeah, this is what I would consider a mandatory if you're using him for DPS. For his EX skill plus ultimate technique, his EX skill has 3 total uses and it's unlocked from turn 2 onwards. What it does is it restores all allies' SP by 50 to 150, and then grant himself a 20% magic attack up for 3 to 6 turns, and then grant himself triple cast for the next 2 offensive skills. So there you go, that's his triple cast is very easy to set up. His ultimate technique is a support class ultimate that's also a, in quotes, damage class ultimate. I'll get to that in a second. It is called Holy King's Command. And what it does is it has priority, and it's a single ally 100% potency up plus 10,000 damage cap up for 1 turn. If targeting self, the buffs last for 3 turns instead, and when used at 200% gauge, it grants 150% potency up instead. At ultimate level 10, the damage cap scales to 50,000. At ultimate level 20, the damage cap scales to 100,000. At ult 20, it starts with a 40% initial charge, with 40% charge per BP, 80% with AU, 4 BP to fully charge, 2 BP with AU. Doesn't matter if you have his TP2, of course. So here's where it gets kind of weird, because you might be saying, oh look, this is just a better, ult, one of those ults like Molarusso EX, Renew EX, Solon. This is like a better version of that ult because it does 150% potency up and the same amount of damage cap. Well, they kind of balanced it on you, sort of. It's annoying, because the 2% gauge activation is basically nothing but the bonus potency up. But despite this being a support ult, it is treated as a damage ult, meaning he cannot back surge it. So it gets super burst. So basically, the super burst is taking that 50% potency that super burst normally gets and adding it to his buff, except that it's not stackable. So he can only use this in the front row, and you always want to use it at 200%, so it does 150% potency up. You can use it as a support on someone else, but since he has to be in the front row, it's not as good as a back surge option now. So it's mainly used either for uber speed clears, either on himself or someone else, because he can do it turn 1 with his TP2, or if you're without his TP2, or whenever you want to use it, he uses it on himself since it lasts 3 turns, and you can do it the turn before break to get both turns of break for 2 sets of 15 hits. Really, really strong, really, really good option. AU priority, it's very useful if you need to buff another unit for a second use. However, his A4 is broken tier and should be chased first with any dupes you get. So speaking of that, Awakenings plus A4 plus TP2 bonus. A1, more stats for easier damage capping. A2 is a luxury. A3, clerics are squishy, so more HP is always good. A4 accessory is called the Sage King's Crown. It gives negative 40 physical defense, negative 40 magic defense, negative 30 speed, but then an absolutely absurd plus 300 magic attack. The effects of this accessory is that it grants self 100,000 damage cap up, and when in front row, inflict an AoE 10% light resistance down. So in that regard, it's basically just like the same as his evil self, except that it has even more of a stat bonus for magic. The A4 tier rating for this is, without anyone's surprise, SSS tier, highest stat value of any accessory for magic attack, and 100,000 damage cap. Extremely good and a must own if possible to pull for it. As a reminder, do not go broke for an A4. Do not ruin or kill your account for an A4. New units and stuff in the future matter more than getting a broken A4. I'm just going to be completely real with you. TP2 bonus with both active and passive TP2s is Pardis the third EX, gains 50,000 damage cap up. The TP2 priority for this is actually also mandatory, because if you're actively using him, you are nuking with his 15 hit. 50k more cap across 15 hits is a 750,000 more damage. On top of his TP2 for his TP active is giving 100,000 damage cap up. So yeah, overall that's a whole lot of extra damage cap. So yeah, if you're going to use him as primary DPS, then you're going to want to use TP2 mats on him. Optimal skill loadout plus battle flow. Skill 1, the 1 to 5 hit light that triple casts into his 15 hit of Omega Death. Skill 2, 3 hit AoE light that buffs the front row physical attack plus magic attack plus 1k HP barrier at max boost. It's a decent option because he does extend the active buff limit of physical and magic attack to 50%, so him adding a little bit onto that himself can be quite useful. Skill 3, every turn heal plus restore 1 BP in front row. That's basically a front row BP regen as long as he's in the front row himself, which can be very useful because you could set that up before break, and now he can be able to max boost both turns of break without any issue. Skill 4, a 4-hit light that debuffs physical attack / magic attack. I put that as an option just because if you add that on to his already damage reduction, that would give an extra 20% damage reduction from the debuff, so that could be very useful for surviving. Other option to slot in as needed would be the front row light damage up. That kind of just depends on who's on your team, if you need the light damage up as a support or not. If you have someone like Yomi or Elrica EX2 in the team, you may not need this. Battle flow. Pardis the 3rd EX mainly wants 2 things done as your main DPS. First, he wants to use his EX heal as soon as you can. Then, turn before break, use his ult on himself. Then, on break, he can do his 15 hit both turns for maximum damage potential. He does need some BP to double max boost, which he can do himself with his effectively BP regen skill or get it from someone else rather easily. Like I said before, he is kind of brain dead and super easy to use like his evil self, which is overall a good thing. Not every unit needs to be complicated or super in-depth, in my opinion. That's not an insult or an attack. That's just, it's very simple. It's literally just use 2 skills and he's ready to go. Like, it's really just that simple. I would say that, I didn't write it down, but for the Uber speed clear option, if you do have his TP2 to start with 200%, if you're using him as your main Giga DPS for speed clears, then you're trying to probably kill on turn 3, so then you would ult turn 1, EX skill turn 2, and then you have 1 turn where his ult's still active on himself, so then you would use that for speed clearing, just as an option. So for unit synergy, the Omega Light team is online. Hikari EX, super potent light DPS plus follow-up attacks. Elrica EX2, if invested into her, potent light DPS and light fragility support. Isla, Goat ultimate magic support with his busted ult. Yomi, solid light support option. Edgar, amazing light support with his skills, passives, and ultimate. Aviette, every team she's amazing on. Moruso EX, rainbow buff for exploits plus damage cap buffs. Setzer can lock implants to allow light to always work in any fight, plus he also has the ability to implant light himself either passively or with 1 skill. Lynette EX can give implants for Setzer to lock, plus awesome magic buff passives and ult debuffs. The Lynette plus X Setzer combo can work for all elements, not just rainbow, just remember that. Alright, so to pull or not to pull plus overall rating. Pardis the 3rd EX takes after his evil self in being rather easy to use and set up and being able to do utterly insane damage, but this time even more than his evil self. Guess good triumphs over evil, and releasing almost a year later with power creep. Anyway, if you like light magic, he is your man, able to dish out insane amounts of damage with his 15 hit. Biggest flaw is the limited nature of this banner. His ult allows amazing speed clear support options as well. Light magic isn't beating out the rainbow follow-up attack meta, but it'll be the strongest solo element for some time. As always, pull advice is just advice. Please pull and have fun your own way. Tier 4 free to play. Skip/A0. Sacred Hearts is hard to pull on because Elrica EX2 isn't good without dupe investment. Pardis EX is great with just 1, so you can consider chancing it if you have a decent stash because it's a dual banner. Otherwise, I'd save for the RS2 collab and not worry about it. Tier 3 low spin/passes. Skip/A0. Tier 2 Dolphin, A4, you've likely been saving for this. Tier 1 Whale, A4 AU, plus a trophy, because why not at this point? Overall rating, DPS SS, Support S, Heal A, Tank B, overall tier SS. I mean, he's just really, really good of a unit. Now, I just want to make it clear that while I rate units based on how they are in the meta and actively as a DPS, he really is that strong. Just because a unit's rated SS does not mean you need to drop everything and pull it. Just keep that in mind. There's a reason I rate him on tiers based on how it works with the banner's structure and everything like that. Just because it's SS does not mean you need to drop everything and get it if it wasn't your original pull plan. He is SS for light. There are other good options. You don't have to pull every good unit, because the longer this game goes on, there's going to be more and more good units, and I rate units as of their current release right now, not compared to the future, because if you do that, then you're never going to pull, and if you never pull, you're never playing in the game. I just kind of wanted to clear that up because somebody's going to ask about it. Anyway, that's Pardis the 3rd EX. Thanks for everyone for watching the video. It means all the support. It means the world to me, as that because of my disability, I can't work normal jobs. Because of that, I also am unable to live stream my pulls for this banner. I know a lot of people have been looking for the double A4 push. I will be recording my pulls. potentially in a VC with a friend for their reaction as well. So I will be uploading those to my YouTube so everyone can still see my polls. I just won't be able to do them live due to how I'm feeling with the condition, so I do apologize for that. I do appreciate anyone that does support the channel, because I am trying to make this work full time, because like I said, I can't work normal jobs, so I am trying to help, this is help paying for the medical bills and stuff as well. So thanks to everyone that watches and supports. If you are interested in supporting the channel directly, consider looking at joining the channel below as a membership by clicking the join button. There's a lot of amazing perks for people that join the channel to support, including one-on-one COT support as well. If you're interested in that or need some help with the clear, I'm more than happy to help anyone that joins as a member. Just check that out below. The instructions are included there. There's also trial memberships as well, so check that out if you're interested. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Please let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see from the channel. And otherwise, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Silver Rocks is out. See ya.